and we're taking a look today, finally, a pretty in-depth look actually at the new Chromecast, which is Google's new $35 HDMI dongle that allows you to stream music, movies, YouTube from your phone, tablet, or computer through your TV. So again, 35 bucks. This thing is, it essentially replaces the Nexus Q, which we'll show you later, but it does everything that the Nexus Q used to do, except it's $35 and the Nexus Q was $299. So I'm not really gonna do an unboxing. I'm just gonna kind of show you what we're looking at here. This is the box though, in case you wanna see it. So tiny little package. Shows you that it works with Chrome, YouTube, Netflix, and other Google Play apps. Now, I don't necessarily have a Netflix account, so I'm not going to show you that, but I'm going to show you everything else that you can do with this thing. So actually, if I slide open the box here, this is pretty minimal packaging here, and these are the instructions getting started guide. Really, it's so simple. You just plug it in your TV, switch over to the input, and then go to this setup page, and then it's done. But I'll show you that later. Also in the box, you know, there's a little bit of instructions, and then all of these cables, which I have laid out. So let's put the box away and show you what we're working with here. So you've got power adapter, but you don't necessarily need this. So if your TV actually has a USB port, you can power it that way. So here's the actual device. So the initial name for this was Chrome key, by the way, and you can kind of see why, because it actually looks a little bit like a key. So you've got your Chrome logo, HDMI jack there, then you actually have micro USB here on the back. And then this side has nothing except probably FCC stuff. So it's really tiny. You can see in the palm of my hand, tiny little guy. But what I was saying where you don't necessarily need this power jack is because you can micro USB into the back and see if we can do that for you. So you can micro USB, and then if you plug the USB port into a the USB plug into a USB port in your TV, it will actually power the device for you. Now, if you don't have USB in your TV, that's why they give this to you, so that you can then run it to an outlet and power your Chromecast. I keep wanting to call it Chrome key. And then the other thing in the box is, I don't know if you want to call this an extender or what have you, but if your Wi-Fi signal is not all that great just directly through the Chrome key, they actually give you this little dongle that you can plug into, assuming I can get that. And then this can plug in to your TV or your entertainment system. And then this should give you sort of a Wi-Fi boost, if you will, is at least how they're explaining it. And it also gives you a little bit more flexibility, since this is sort of a typical HDMI size. It'll plug in a lot better than the actual Chromecast, which you can see is a little bit wider. So that's how I have mine set up. This is essentially what you're looking at with the Chromecast. Now, I'm gonna go take it, plug it into my TV and get it set up and show you exactly how it works, since that's sort of the big thing here. So stick with me. All right, so you can see I've got my device set up. I could have walked you through that, but trust me, it's insanely easy. All you need to do is find an open HDMI port, either the back of your TV, or you can do like I did and throw it through surround sound system. And then once you've done that, you flip your device or your TV over to the input that you just plugged it into, and then it walks you through a setup process. So the setup process involves you jumping on your phone or tablet, going into your Chrome browser, and going to a specific URL. Now, that URL will then redirect you to the Google Play Store, where you will download this Chromecast app. Okay, so once you have the Chromecast app, you'll walk through an entire setup, and you'll get to name your Chromecast, and it really takes all of 5 minutes. So you can see I named mine Living Room. Now, if you had multiple Chromecasts, you could have one called Bedroom and Office, or whatever you want them to be called, so you can sort of keep track of them. And then once you have it set up, you can see I'm ready to cast. And if we go back here and look at the app, you can see we've got YouTube, Netflix, and Google Play Movies are the ones that they're recommending you use it with. So to start off, we'll just jump into YouTube. So if I go to YouTube, and you'll see I now have a casting icon right up here, up top. So all I'm gonna do is tap on that, and then it gives you options of where you wanna cast to. So if you had multiple Chromecast, you would see them listed here. I have a smart TV and a Google TV, so those are actually listed here as well, but I want Living Room, because that's my Chromecast. And you can see it's starting to pop up there in the background. And it should just start playing, unless I actually have to tap play, which I haven't done quite yet. So it should say playing, and it shouldn't take too long, assuming your Wi-Fi is not terrible. And there it goes, it starts playing in the background. Now I actually have my system muted, but if I turn it on. How it looks. The big things though, in terms of specs, you've got 2 GB RAM. So you can see it's playing right through my surround sound system. Now, one of the cool things you can do is I can leave this app now. So I can leave the YouTube app and go back to doing whatever I want on my phone, and as you can tell, it's still playing in the background. Now to access that, it's almost always going to be up here in your notifications, so you can actually pause it. You can go in and manage, I believe, even like playlists and stuff, but if you want to pause the video, you just pause it right there. To stop casting, you just tap on that button and return back to phone, and then that'll go back to ready to cast. So let's say we want to jump into something else then, like let's say we want to do Google Music. I know that's kind of blurry. Try to get to focus. There we go. So we go into Google Music, and let's just say we want to play music now. So if you haven't figured this out yet, this is essentially what replaced the Nexus Q. So I've got music playing on my phone right now, but you can actually cast music over as well. So we'll go ahead and cast that over, and it'll start playing the music from my phone through that. But as I was saying, this has essentially replaced the Nexus Q. This is all the functionality that the Nexus Q had, and oh, I needed to hit play. This is the functionality the Nexus Q had, except that was a $300 device, and this is a $35 device. So, oh, and I'm still muted, which is why you're not hearing any sound. Okay, so you can do that, and you control everything then through the actual Google Music app here on your device. So you can still swipe over here and jump into new tracks, and those should be changing behind me then. And sure enough, they are. So you can continue to just keep changing tracks if you don't want to listen to any of that stuff, and they will change behind you. So then you can essentially take your device and throw all of your music onto, you know, your TV and stereo setup and all of that stuff, which is pretty cool. And then to stop casting again, you tap the casting button and disconnect, and it should take you right back there. So the other thing I wanted to show you then is the Google Play Movies and TV app, which is right here. I was testing it out earlier and watching Transformers. So you can start watching Transformers here, but if you want to cast, once again, there's that cast button, living room, and it should start playing Transformers on my TV. And there it goes. Well, it's buffering, but you guys get it, right? So you can then watch Transformers there, and you have sound if I unmuted it. And then of course, to disconnect, once again, you tap the cast button and disconnect. So that's sort of how it works from the phone. Those are sort of your options as of right now. But you can sort of extend this out into computer. So if I pull up my computer, I've got a couple tabs open that I want to show you. First of all, I'm in YouTube right now. And in order to use casting, first of all, you have to install a Chrome casting extension, which is free, and we've already shown that to you. And it's actually this little icon right up here. But if you're on YouTube, they actually prefer that you use the casting button that's built into YouTube videos. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's actually a cast button right here. And if I go ahead and tap that, you'll see there's living room. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap living room, and it should switch over and start playing this YouTube video. Actually, assuming I hit play first. And it should start playing that. And there that goes. And again, if I unmuted it.
The protocol itself is optimized for a small burst of data exchange.
There, you can hear that. So that's how that works. And then my computer, you know, I'm still free to sort of do whatever I want, even though that's playing. But let's say I don't want to do that anymore. I can either click on the button down here and tell it to go back to computer. And so that's sort of how YouTube works. You can see there it's ready to cast again. But let's say I want to like just cast a normal tab. So I actually just have Google Music in here open. There's not actually a cast button built into the web version of Google Music yet, but you can still cast it. And you do that with the Chrome extension up there in the top right. You'll see cast this tab too, and you can tap living room, and it should cast it over. And then now I have Chrome over there. So you can do this with websites as well. So if I pulling up Droid Life on my computer now. So if I've got, say, Droid Life up here, I can actually go up to this cast button and tap on it, and it'll give me some more options. And you can see I've got Google Play in there now, but I want to cast this tab now. So I can just say cast this tab, and it'll switch over from Google Music to Droid Life. And so then I can scroll on my computer, and you'll see it scroll in the background. There is a little bit of lag there. I don't know if you can see this or not, but if I scroll, you can see there's a little bit of a delay there. So